Hello friends. So today we are going to do our next chapter, that is the Council of Minister. This chapter is important from the point of view that the President is directly helped by the Council of Minister, which is headed by the Prime Minister of India. Now, the Council of Minister aids and advises the President on various matters. That is why this chapter has become important and many of the questions have been asked from this chapter also. Now, let us see some of the information given and then we will start with the questions. Now, the Central Council of Minister includes Cabinet Minister, Minister of State, and Deputy Minister. See, Minister of State and Deputy Minister are not any constitutional positions. They are no ever mentioned in Constitution. Whereas the word Cabinet is mentioned only one time. That is in the Article 352 of the Constitution. Okay. Now there is Article 74 of the Constitution, which tells us that there should be Council of Minister with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President. Now, however, the President may require the Council of Minister to reconsider such advice, and the President shall act in according with the advice tendered after such reconsideration. See, यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है कि President हमारे for the President there is a Council of Minister to aid and advise him. बट काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर ने मान लो कोई रिकमेंडेशन भेजी टू द प्रेसिडेंट, बट प्रेसिडेंट को वो रिकमेंडेशन सही नहीं लगी, देन द प्रेसिडेंट आस्क्स द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर टू रिकंसिडर द एडवाइस दैट वाज गिवन टू हिम. बट अगर वो सेम एडवाइस को काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर वापस प्रेसिडेंट को भेजते हैं, then president is bound to act on that advice and he will have to accept that advice. That is what is called here. Now, this provision was added through the 44th constitutional amendment. Now, the second one important thing is the 91st constitutional amendment of 2003, where there is mentioned that the strength of the Council of Ministers should not exceed 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. Now, the minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the president, and the Council of Ministers should be collectively responsible to लोक सभा. ठीक है, राज्यसभा को रिस्पॉन्सिबल क्यों नहीं होते हैं? बिकॉज राज्यसभा इज नॉट सब्जेक्ट टू डिसोल्यूशन, वेयर एज लोकसभा इज सब्जेक्ट टू डिसोल्यूशन आफ्टर एवरी 5 years. जनरल इलेक्शंस आर हेल्ड एंड काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर के अगेंस्ट में नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन आ सकता है, जिसके बाद में द गवर्नमेंट दैट इज ऑपरेटिंग ऑन द सेंट्रल लेवल वो गिर सकती है. दैट इज वाई द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर इज डायरेक्टली रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द लोकसभा एंड नॉट द राज्यसभा. नाउ लेट अस सी दी क्वेश्चंस नाउ. उसमें फिर हम डिस्कस कर लेंगे जो भी रिमेनिंग पॉइंट्स होंगे. नाउ, which of the following statement is correct about the Prime Minister of India? He is the nominal head of the Council of Minister. He is not responsible to the Parliament. He cannot dismiss any of his minister. The Prime Minister is the real head of the Council of Minister. The statement is correct that the Council of Minister is headed by the Prime Minister. That is why D is correct. पीएम हमारे डिसमिस कर सकते हैं मिनिस्टर को. ठीक है, डिसमिस एक्चुअली करते हैं प्रेसिडेंट, बट ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सो ये स्टेटमेंट हमारा गलत हो गया. ही इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द पार्लियामेंट. दिस इज रॉन्ग. ही इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द पार्लियामेंट एंड लोकसभा इन स्पेसिफिक. प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज द नॉमिनल हेड ऑफ द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. Second statement is the Prime Minister of India is appointed. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President. Now, which of the following is not true? हमें गलत statement, false statement बताना है यहाँ पे. The President or Governor is immune for legal actions for his official act. बिल्कुल सही. Immune होते हैं President और Governor किससे? Legal action for official act. Why this is done so? This is done to preserve the sanctity या authority of the position of the president or the governor. ठीक है, that is why any of their official acts cannot be called upon. Legal action उन पे नहीं हो सकता. और no court can compel a governor to perform any duty. बिल्कुल correct है. A 2-month notice must be delivered to governor for bringing civil proceedings in respect of his personal act. क्रिमिनल प्रोसीडिंग्स इनिशिएट नहीं हो सकती है, बट गवर्नर के लिए 2 month का नोटिस कैन बी गिवन प्रायर टू इनिशिएट एनी सिविल प्रोसीडिंग. दैट इज वाई द स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट. Now, statement is court are empowered to inquire the advice tendered by the minister to the president or governor. The statement is false. यानी हमारा right answer है. The courts cannot inquire to the advice which is tendered by the council of minister to the president or governor. ठीक है, वो उस पर कोई भी judicial action नहीं हो सकता. Now, the next question is the Prime Minister of India is the head of. It is the head of central government. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का हेड कौन होता है? द चीफ मिनिस्टर इज द हेड ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. आर्टिकल 78 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लेज डाउन द ड्यूटीज ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर. ड्यूटीज बेसिकली क्या होती हैं कि प्रेसिडेंट जो भी बोलेंगे, जिस भी रिगार्डिंग रिपोर्ट्स बोलेंगे, द प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज टू सेंड दोज रिपोर्ट्स टू द प्रेसिडेंट. ऑल्सो पार्लियामेंट में क्या चल रहा है इसके बारे में जब भी प्रेसिडेंट एक्वायर्स in any information, wants to acquire any information from the prime minister has to do so. With reference to the PMO, which of the following statement are correct? The post came into existence in 1977 and it is headed by the cabinet secretary. The second statement is false. First one is true. 1977 में PMO का ऑफिस का इंस्टीट्यूशन हुआ था and it is not headed by the cabinet secretary but principal secretary. Now question number 7 means what that does the cabinet means? Cabinet means the minister with cabinet rank. इंटरनल इसका पार्टीशन कोई भी नहीं है, जैसे कि डिप्टी मिनिस्टर, मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट्स, तो इनकी कोई क्लासिफिकेशन नहीं है इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. नाउ द कैबिनेट इंक्लूड्स द मिनिस्टर विद कैबिनेट रैंक. Who exercises the actual executive power under the parliamentary form of government? It is the prime minister, whereas nominal power is in the hands of the president. Nominal power हमारे president के हाथ में. Now, consider the following statement. The president shall make rules for more convenient transaction of the business of the government of India and for the allocation among the ministers of the said business. बिल्कुल correct. All the executive action of the government of India shall be expressed to be taken in the name of the prime minister. This is wrong. These are to be taken in the name of president. That is why 2 हमारा wrong है. 1 is the right answer. If a prime minister of India belongs to the upper house of parliament, then upper house मतलब कि राज्यसभा से belong करते हैं, then he will not be able to vote इन दी इवेंट ऑफ ए नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन. अभी मैं जब एक्सप्लेनेशन ऊपर दे रहा था मैंने आपको बताया था कि राज्यसभा जो है हमारा इट इज नॉट अ सब्जेक्ट टू डिसोल्यूशन. दैट इज वाई जब हमारे पीएम बिलोंग होंगे राज्यसभा से तो ही कैन नॉट वोट इन दी फेवर और disfavor of the no confidence motion because no confidence motion is presented in the Lok Sabha or the lower house of the parliament. तो ये हमारा राइट आंसर है. Which article of the Indian Constitution describes the appointment and disqualification of the Council of Ministers? It is Article 75. हमारी qualification and disqualification of Council of Ministers के बारे में mention करता है. Article 74. The Council of Ministers is to aid and advise the President and it is headed by the Prime Minister. ठीक है. Now, Prime Minister of India is generally, he is a member of Lok Sabha. Our current Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, also hails from the seat of Lok Sabha. वाराणसी की सीट से है. He is the current MP. Who is the President of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research? CSIR के हमारे President कौन है? तो CSIR के President हमारे Prime Minister ही होते हैं. Who is the head of National Defence Committee? Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of India at time of his or her appointment need not necessarily be a member of one houses of the parliament but must become a member of one house of the parliament within 6 months. Yes, this is right. कोई भी जब भी वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनते हैं तो it is not necessary that he needs to be member of any of the houses. At the later stages within 6 months he need to be a member of one of those house. What is the minimum age required to become the Prime Minister of India? तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए मिनिमम क्वालिफिकेशन हमारी है 25 years that is exactly as the age of being a member of the Lok Sabha. That is why B is the right answer. The office of Deputy Prime Minister, I told you this is not a constitutional position. So was created under no, it is not created by any state as it is a extra constitutional growth. तो B हमारा right answer है. The Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is the member of Rajya Sabha from Assam. ये तो पुराना question हो गया. This is not important. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President. Which of the following statement is correct about the Prime Minister of India? He is free to choose his minister only among those who are the member of either house of the Parliament. He can choose his cabinet colleague after due counseling by the President of India in this regard. He has full discretion in the choice of person who are to be serve as minister in his cabinet. Yes. The Prime Minister has the full discretion in appointment of ministers, whereas the ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of Prime Minister. So C is the right answer. A central minister who is not a member of any house can remain in the office for 6 months. मैंने बताया 6 months के prior उसको ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा any of the house. An India minister who is not a member of either house of parliament will cease to be member after 6 months. Which of the following statement is not true regarding the Parliament of India? So the constitution provides for a parliamentary form of the government. Yes, this is right. This forms the basic structure of our constitution, which was propounded by the केशवानंदन भारती केस 73rd अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. ठीक है. बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर की जो जो एक आउटलाइन थी दैट वाज डिसाइडेड इन द केशवानंदन भारती केस व्हिच इज आल्सो नोन एज द 73rd 73rd कह रहा हूं मैं व्हिच वाज डिसाइडेड इन द केशवानंद भारती केस. 73rd अमेंडमेंट इज रिलेटेड टू गिविंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्टेटस टू पंचायत, whereas 74th amendment is related to giving constitutional status to municipalities or urban local bodies. Second one is the function of parliament is to provide for a cabinet. Yes, this is right. The membership of cabinet is restricted to the lower house. No, this is not right. A member of cabinet can also be from the upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. So C हमारे यहाँ पे not true statement था. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the House of People. Definitely. Under a constitutional obligation, yes, by Article 74 and 75. And as per Article 75(3), 74 हमारा 74 का कुछ ही सेक्शन आता है. सेक्शन 3 नहीं आता उसमें. 1 to 3 is the right answer here. The Council of Ministers is responsible to the, यहाँ पे कोई भी ऑप्शन सही नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट में लोकसभा भी आता है एंड राज्यसभा भी आता है. So the Council of Ministers is exclusively responsible to Lok Sabha and not Rajya Sabha. That is why none of the options given here is true. To whom is the Council of Ministers responsible? यहाँ पे भी कोई ऑप्शन हमारा नहीं दिया है. लोक सभा in particular नहीं दिया है. That is why the question is disputed. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to. देखिए यहाँ हमारे पास लोकसभा दिया ऑप्शन में. That is why लोकसभा is the right answer. Now next is the Prime Minister of India is responsible to whom? So the Prime Minister of India is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Which of the following is not a correct situation arising after the resignation of Council of Minister? President rule will be imposed. Yes, बिल्कुल सही. ये कोई सिचुएशन नहीं है क्योंकि प्रेसिडेंट रूल इज इम्पोज्ड अंडर आर्टिकल 356 एंड 365. दो चीजों के अंदर इसका क्लॉज दिया है प्रेसिडेंट रूल का. ठीक है. बाकी ऑप्शंस हम देख लेते हैं जो कि करेक्ट वाले हैं. President will ask to continue till alternative arrangement. Correct. The alternative arrangement means earliest possible general election to be held to form a new government, right? And the outgoing council of ministers may have had charge till the formation of new government. This is also right. So ये हमारा wrong answer है. The Union Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to only to Lok Sabha. Which of the following statement in the context of Indian Constitution? Correct statement बताने हमें. The Union Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to Lok Sabha, right? And Union Ministers shall hold office during the pleasure of the Prime Minister. Wrong. They hold office during the pleasure of President. That is why A is correct. The Council of Ministers in Centre shall be collectively responsible to the Parliament. यहीं पे ये statement हमारा गलत हो गया. They are responsible to Lok Sabha. 1 हमारा wrong हो गया तो यहाँ से हम eliminate करके भी इसका आंसर कर सकते हैं. However, बाकी दो ऑप्शंस भी हम देखते हैं. The Union Minister shall hold the office during the pleasure of President, right? The Prime Minister shall communicate to the President about the proposal for legislation. Right. B is the right answer. 34 is which of the following is not explicitly stated in the Constitution of India but followed as a convention. तो हमें ये बताना है कि इनमें से कौन सा ऑप्शन is mentioned, is followed as a convention and not mentioned in the Constitution. Now the finance minister is to be the member of a lower house. बिल्कुल गलत है, इसका तो कोई सेंस नहीं है. The prime minister has to resign if he loses the majority in lower house. Yes, this is right. Council of minister जब भी majority lose करती है लोकसभा में, the government has to resign. Government हमारी head होती है, is headed by the prime minister. That is why the prime minister needs to resign. तो B is the right answer. Which of the following motions the council of minister in India can move? तो मैंने बताया था आपको, confidence motion आता है to check whether the council of minister or the government is having adequate support in the house or not. Support है या नहीं है to form majority. To form majority. No. The council of minister has to resign if a no confidence motion is passed by a majority members of the Lok Sabha. After resigning, whose permission does the minister require to have to give a statement in Lok Sabha? Also, obviously, Lok Sabha में हमारे स्पीकर होते हैं, प्रेजेंटली ओम बिरला हैं, एंड राज्यसभा में हमारे चेयरमैन होते हैं. हु इज द हु इज आवर वाइस प्रेसिडेंट? श्री राजीव धनखड़, वो हमारे वाइस प्रेसिडेंट है, एंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इज द एक्स ऑफिशियो चेयरमैन ऑफ राज्यसभा. तो लोकसभा में तो स्पीकर होते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली स्पीकर की ही परमिशन चाहिए होगी. The number of Lok Sabha members required to table a no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers is 50. The least number of members who can table a no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers in Lok Sabha is 50. Consider the following statement regarding a no confidence motion. There is no mention of no confidence motion in the Constitution. बिल्कुल, ये Constitution में नहीं दिखा हुआ. And a motion of no confidence can only be introduced in Lok Sabha only. Yes, this is right. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Who will decide the office of profit? So president, governor, and union parliament both decide for the office of profit. The executive is subordinate to the legislature. Which leader of मध्य प्रदेश सेंट्रिक क्वेश्चन है, तो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं हमारे लिए. फर्स्ट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया आर के सन्मुखम शेट्टी was the first finance minister. The law minister of first cabinet proposed. The law minister was B.R. Ambedkar. Which of the following term does not appear in the Constitution of India? So budget is not there. Annual financial statement is mentioned in 112. Consolidated Fund of India is mentioned in Article 266 or 267. Appropriation bill is also mentioned somewhere around 117. Budget हमारा नहीं mention है. Budget की जगह उसे हम annual financial statement बोलते हैं. Who was the 12th Prime Minister? Deve Gowda? No. Vishwanath Pratap was the Prime Minister 1989 to 1980. Chandrasekhar was the Prime Minister 1990 to 91. Deve Gowda in 1996 to 1997. I.K. Gujral in 1997-98. I.K. Gujral doctrine is famous. ये इन्होंने I.K. Gujral ने दिया था, which is related to foreign policy. Now Atal Bihari Vajpayee 1999 to 2004. एक बार से ज्यादा किनको किनको हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर की पोस्ट मिली है. सो ऑल ऑफ द अबव, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, इंदिरा गांधी, गुलजारी लाल नंदा एंड अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी, both have been, all of them have been able to be in the position of prime minister for more than one time. Now, who among the following occupied the office of prime minister more than once with a gap in their political career? So 3, 4 and 5. Gulzari Lal Nanda, Indira Gandhi and Atal Bihari Vajpayee. This is the correct answer. Which prime minister died outside India? Lal Bahadur Shastri died in a plane accident in Tashkent. Okay, which is the capital city of Uzbekistan. Which of the following person was not a chief minister of any state before holding the office of prime minister? Chandrasekhar. Who among the following had never been the chief minister of any state before becoming the PM? Chandrasekhar. So Narasimha Rao belonged to undivided Andhra Pradesh. Morarji Desai belonged to Bombay. Devagowda belonged to Karnataka. Charan Singh belonged to undivided UP, and Narendra Modi from Gujarat. Who among the following was a member of Lok Sabha during his prime ministership? Chandrasekhar is the right answer. Which one of the following PM never attended the parliament during his tenure? He was Chaudhry Charan Singh. The word Mantri Mandal or cabinet is mentioned only once in the constitution, and that article is 352. Which of the following have been the union finance minister? ठीक है तो 1 2 3 4 all of them have been the finance minister. The policy of liberalization, privatization, globalization, LPG policy of 1991 कब आई? तो 1991 में हमारे नरसिम्हा राव पीएम थे एंड मनमोहन सिंह वाज द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर. Which of the following is not true for Dr. Manmohan Singh? Former finance minister, right? Former governor of RBI, right? Former chairman of finance commission. This is correct. Okay. He was not the chairman of finance commission. Now the minister make policy and civil servant adhere to that policy, right? Parliamentary form of government works on the principle of cabinet collective responsibility. Yes, A and R both are true, but R जो है is not the reason for A to be true. That is why B is the right answer. The Council of Ministers in the Union of India is collectively responsible to both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. यही statement गलत हो गया क्योंकि the Council of Ministers is directly responsible to Lok Sabha. So A is false and R is true. Now Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Assertion ही गलत हो गया हमारा. A is false and R is true. The Council of Ministers is jointly accountable before Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Wrong. ये हमारा false हो गया और हमारा true हो गया. Now, describing a person as deputy prime minister is a political decision, right? It does not confer on him any of the powers of the prime minister. Yes, R हमारा सही है, but R is not the reason for A. That is why B is the right answer. The executive power of Union of India is vested in the prime minister. Wrong. Executive power is vested in the president. All decisions of the related to the executive of India are to be taken on the name of president. Now, the Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of Civil Services Board. No, Cabinet Secretary is there. That is why D is the right answer. The Constitution of India provides that all cabinet ministers shall be compulsorily sitting members of Lok Sabha only. Wrong. Council of Minister के members can also be from the upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. One statement हमारा गलत है. The Union Cabinet Secretary operates under the direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. No, this is wrong. D is the right answer. The highest civil service officers of the central government are the cabinet secretary. Which one of the following constitutional amendments state that the total number of ministers, including the PM, in the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 15% of the total number, that is 91st Constitutional Amendment of 2003. 15% वाला क्वेश्चन है, by which amendment 15% was the upper limit? तो 91st Amendment. 15% limit, 91%. The number of ministries at the center on the 15th August was 18. Yes, this is right. The number of ministry at present is 36. अभी के लिए relevant नहीं है, but ये याद रखना कि 15 अगस्त 1947 जब देश आजाद हुआ, then the number of ministries were 18. Which of the following documents is related with India? White paper is related. No. Which article of the Indian Constitution describes the executive power of every state shall so be exercised not to impede or prejudice the exercise of executive power? कहने का मतलब है कि the executive power of states shall not overlap the executive power of the center. It is mentioned in Article 257. Reorganization of Union Cabinet is based on the report of Gopalaswamy Iyengar. Functions of Cabinet Secretary पूछा हमसे. Preparation of agenda for the cabinet meeting, right? Secretariat assistance to cabinet committees, right? And allocation of financial resources to ministry, wrong. This is done by the finance commission or the finance department. हमारे कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी का कोई रोल नहीं है उसमें. That is why 1 and 2 are correct. Which of the following is not correct? So Rajiv Gandhi, Karm Bhumi is not correct. Karm Bhumi is related to Shankar Dayal Sharma. Shankar Dayal Sharma. जय जवान जय किसान का स्लोगन का नारा किसने दिया था? That was given by Lal Bahadur Shastri. The executive power of the state are exercised to ensure the compliance of law in the parliament and the laws applied in the state. Right? Correct है. The statement of India, the government of India can give necessary direction to the state by using its executive power. बिल्कुल सही. A भी सही है and R is the appropriate reason for A. With this, we have finished our chapter of Council of Minister. In the next class, we will start with the Attorney General and CAG.